Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again. We're going to talk about the calendar APIs today with Victoria.
Hi, Dina. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
So, Victoria, how about you tell us about some of the use cases of the calendar APIs?
Sure. So the calendar APIs is really open for so many use cases. When we think about what calendar can provide to a user is we have an enterprise scenarios, and then we also have consumer scenarios. So we really give you the flexibility to create anything that you would want.
Okay, so what are some of those scenarios that developers are using today with the calendar APIs?
Sure. So you can imagine you have a marketing team, and maybe your marketing team has specific events that are very important for that month. With our calendar APIs, you can actually set the importance of those events. And so your entire marketing team can see, maybe in May, maybe in April, these are the really crucial events that you need to attend.
So you've mentioned marking calendar events as important, creating those. What are some of the other capabilities that the calendar APIs offer?
Yes, you can also set categories for your events. So if you want to set a different color for your events, you can also think about a scenario where you might have a soccer team or a football team and you're running the different leagues. So you might want one color for soccer, one color for football, and you want to send your team different email invites for each calendar.
That's great. And then I know also that you're working on some new capabilities for the calendar API. Can you want to share some of that?
Yes, so that's our most exciting one there, or that I'm excited about, our Places API, and that will let you have more details about rooms. So we've been asked many times, oh, I want to know if a room has an audio, if it has video, if it has display. Can you please tell me more about that room? Maybe what floor, what capacity? And so our Places API will really give you all that information so you can go off and create any solution that you would like, and maybe you can integrate it into SharePoint, or you can have your own app for room booking.
That's great. So it's a little bit of a tidbit of what's coming next on the calendar APIs.
Yes.
But how about you show us a demo of the capabilities that are available today?
Sure. So we have some examples readily available today. And some of the examples here are my events for the next week, get all the events in my calendar, maybe schedule a meeting, or also track changes on my events. Another use case that we really get from customers is that they would like to organize their calendar better. And so we have a way to do that by creating calendar groups. And here I will show you how you can create a calendar group. So as you see, I add calendar groups to my Explorer, and then I create a post and have a little cheat sheet here to help me. So now I can run my query. As you can see, Summer Sport League has been added. So what does that look like in my calendar? So let's go ahead and refresh. And now we can see here's my Summer Sport League. As you can see, it'd be a wonderful way for you to group your calendar accordingly and keep it more organized. Now maybe you want to add a category for your events and you want to have a different color for it. So this is the call that you would do for that. So I'm going to go ahead and create a category that's called football games. So now this color preset 24, it corresponds to a color that we have a list of online. So now when I run this query, I can see that football games was added to one of my categories. And so what does that look like in my calendar? And I go to my settings, general, my categories. So now you can see football games, which is like a dark purple. And that was all easily created through the Graph Explorer, and it instantly comes up. Something else that you can do is also set the importance of events in your calendar. You might want to do this because you want your team to be aware of what the important events are for every day. Or maybe it's just for the month. You want to make sure that everyone participates on all the important events. So we can go ahead and add events here and change the response, change the request. And now I will create a game 1 with the importance of high. So it went ahead and created that, and you can see here how the importance is set to high. So what does that look like in my calendar? If I go back and I refresh, oh, it actually already came up. I see here game 1. And as you can see, the importance level isn't shown, but you can add that to your application or the website that you're creating.
So you could create a filter query and just get all of the events based on which ones are high important, right?
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you Victoria, for showing us all of these demos. And thank you everyone for joining us today to learn more about the calendar APIs. And remember, if you want to learn more about these and other APIs available through Microsoft Graph, just visit graph.microsoft.com, and happy coding.